Good afternoon, people. What is going on? We are actually off of work today, Friday. We are actually going to be working on the first gen all day today. We got plans in the late afternoon, but Ryan might be coming over. Jesse might be here later on. But we're going to be working on the first gen. We're going to be changing fluids, hopefully getting the new brake booster master cylinder in. Just taking care of maintenance stuff, trying to get this thing ready to go so we can take it on trips and do, basically everything with it. I want to change all the fluids, like I mentioned before, because this thing's been sitting for quite a while, and I know the previous owner hasn't changed anything but the engine oil in who knows how long. So I'm going to take this thing for a quick drive, get it warmed up, get the fluids all moving and everything, and then we'll start draining everything. Alright guys, just a quick trip around the block here just to get all the fluids moving around before we drain them. Alright guys, warm-up drive complete. I think what we're going to do is jack this thing up, put it up on some jack stands or my ramps, get it up a little bit higher so we can roll around underneath it and start changing all those fluids out. As you can see, that fuel leak coming from that pump is still pretty good. It's actually leaving quite a big puddle wherever we go. That thing's steady, constant leaking out, so we got to get that looked at before we really drive this thing anywhere. The steering still feels like crap, so we're gonna take a good look at that as well today, I hope. So let's get started. All right, so first thing of the day, before we even jack this thing up, what I want to try and see is, you can see the rear diff fill looks a little questionable. So what I'm going to try and do is loosen that before I even take the cover off. That way I know that I'm not going to strip that out, need a new cover before I get, before I start taking the cover off and draining all the fluid. So I'm going to try and see that. And then the other thing is, not that this thing isn't super low to begin with, but this spare tire here, it's no good anyway. It's not going to do me any good. We're going to get rid of all that. And as you can see up here, somebody tapped into the factory plug back here for like a gooseneck style. But, this is not going to work for me. So all that's what I was talking about before. We're going to clean all that up. That's all coming out. We're going to get rid of all that stuff. So I think we're actually going to take the rear bumper off and take this hitch off as well. So see how far we get here shortly. All right, spare tire stuff, I should say, is done. Look at how much more room there is now. So there's a lot of crud buildup on the diff, so we're gonna clean that off, start draining that off. And I think I found another thing that isn't really gonna last too long around here. So I think the Sawzall might need to come out again. I started to jack up the front of this thing, and I'm not sure, obviously, from the little bit of time that it's been sitting since we got it. I think there's a little bit of a, oh, yep, you can see one right there. Well, you can, I can. A little bit of a bee problem. And your boy Greg does not do bees. I can do spiders, I can do snakes, whatever. Flying insects, not my thing. So Ryan, I think, should be over here. I think that might be a good job for him to handle. You can call me a girl, call me a wuss, whatever. Greg don't do bees. All right, guys, finally got the rear diff and all the whole axle all cleaned up. it was just caked with crap all the way around it. So obviously you don't want to do that when the cover's off, because it's all going to fall right in there. So I took the time to do it now. The other thing, before you take the cover off, which I started to take the bolts off, and before you crack this free, just to make sure you can get that off before you take the cover off. Not really necessary, but I did get a gasket for this. A lot of guys just use RTV, but they do make a gasket, so I did get a gasket. I verified that that's the right one. Let me show you the part number just in case. Felpro. So you can pause the video if you want a gasket. Obviously this is just a Dana 70, just like second gens. So we're ready to pull this cover off. Everything's taking a little bit longer because we're not starting with a fresh, clean base, I guess you could call it. So yeah. Alright guys, so not the update I wanted to be giving you. That fluid that came out of there was so old, you could tell it hasn't been changed in forever like I thought. But we're over here cleaning up the old bolt skis. Got them looking all nice and clean because they were all boogered up because Greg's OCD kicked in. I can hear Johnny Send It now, just laughing, calling me an idiot. But cleaning all the bolts up, cleaning the cover up. I got the cover cleaned up, and then of course I couldn't leave anything alone. So we got her all painted up, the Rust-Oleum undercoating that I always use. And while I was cleaning up the bolts, you know, the Wonder Wheel of Death over here took one and it shot it. So I've been wasting time trying to find it. Ryan's here though. We have the wasp nest gone, so we can continue, but that's where we're at. I uploaded yesterday's video. My phone's been ringing. So, slow but steady. Some days just aren't your days. That's how you got to chalk it up. But we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna get the rear diff done after we find a bolt or get new bolts. We have to go move a fridge for Ryan, so that's on the list. Alright guys, so we got everything checked out in the front end. Is going to need brakes, calipers. It's grinding on the other side, so we're going to do calipers at the same time. The ball joints actually are pretty tight, but it really needs a steering shaft. That is really bad. Other than that, it's really just front end parts. All new tie rods, pitman, you know, the sway bar, and these, you know, radius rods, whatever you want to call them, bushings and stuff like that need to be done. So really just parts. It's, you know, normal. I mean, the thing's a 93, so, you know, is what it is. The rear axle looks like the seals inside here are leaking. And if we're doing front brakes, we might do rear brakes as well, but looks like you got to pull all that apart to get to that. I'll tell you what, I really, and this one's leaking, you know, quite a bit worse, but the want to do a disc Dana 80 in this thing right now is extremely real. You know, I'm thinking out loud here, and I'm not sure. I mean, leave a comment below, but, you know, say I sink, I don't know, by the time you get done with seals and everything, I mean, say $200-300, maybe that's a little high, but, you know, the amount of money that I'm gonna sink into this rear axle, and then to get a Dana disc 80, I know that they are kind of expensive, but I don't know. I'd rather not pull that all apart. Thought we were gonna go slow with this one, guys. But yeah, the fuel leak in this thing, we got to do something with this fuel leak. But got to get it drivable. So that's the update for now. Hey. Oh. Okay.
New dent in the driveway.
Straight piped. Seeing that we haven't, did you record it dropping?
Yes.
Okay.
I stopped after I said new dent in the driveway.
Seeing that we haven't done anything else today and we've just taken things apart, I figured we could at least give you guys some noise. Because that's what we're going to do. All we did is take things apart today.
Take things, break them, lose them. Still haven't found that bolt.
Ah, that bolt. Screw that bolt. Damn bolt. Okay. Alright, let's pull this biatch out and start this thing up. Alright, time to fire it up, boys. She sounds like a truck now.
Sounds like a 12 valve.
Sounds like a weak 12 valve.
That's your problem, not mine.
Oh, she's coming, boys. Alright guys, today did not go one bit how I planned it, but as I mentioned before, I told you guys about the suspension, about the brakes. We ended up taking the rest of the moldings off. I still haven't like eraser wheeled. I really need to like wash this thing to kind of like see where everything's at. I knew about those holes. I didn't know about these holes, which kind of sucks, but we'll figure out what to do with those because I think it looks way better with no moldings, no side flares. I think this dent will pull out pretty easily, but took the rear bumper off, took the hitch off, cut the exhaust off because we're not going to use that, but that's how the back is for now. I think until we figure out what we're going to do with the rear, we're just going to put the rear cover back on it. All right, no boost is just getting here today. We're going to videotape what he thinks about the first gen.
The hell did you do?
What did we do to our baby?
Wow, molding's gone.
She's in pieces now.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Doesn't look bad sitting that high.
Oh, don't even start with the lift kits. We're not putting a lift kit on this damn thing.
You better go invest in a bunch of eraser wheels.
Yeah, we got an eraser wheel, all that off. I just plugged these because there's bees. Damn bees. I don't want no bees in my damn truck.
They put holes in it back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day they put holes in this beast.
Oh, bumpers off too.
Yeah, took the bumper off, took the hitch off. But, yup. Starting to clean her up. Not necessarily exactly how I thought the first day would go, but hey. She'll get there. We got old Rye guy on the job helping out with these amazing front brake design.
Love this design.
Yeah, the rear's awesome too. How about this rear brake design? Got to take everything apart. So I don't know. We'll see what we're gonna do with that rear axle. I'm not sure yet. And here I thought we were gonna have every fluid change today. Start on the front end, get that killer dowel pin done. Okay, guess not.
Yeah, what did you guys do to take the tires off and the moldings off?
Easy, easy. Oh Oh my gosh.
Put it up on jack stands.
Woo! Looked at everything.
Busy day. And uncovered it as number 1.
Lost a bolt. Looked for a bolt. Didn't find a bolt.
That's normal.
Yeah, we gotta, you gotta undress the underlying,
When you pull the wheels off and see brake setups like this, you go, well, that takes 4 hours.
Takes more time than slapping pads and rotors on it, that's for sure. But, all right, goodbye. Time to put your cover back on.
What happened, Jess?
My no boost delete kit didn't come in yet.
Oh, that's Greg's tool that I sent him.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
So one thing that did show up was my engine barring tool. My buddy Ryan from Snap-on ordered this up for me. We'll go over how I'm going to use this in a video very shortly, but just know on my common rails I haven't really needed it all that much. I do have that fleece barring tool on the engine damper, but on the 12 valves these do come in very handy, so I figured pick one up. I've needed one for a while. We'll go over how these can be used to really help your life out. All right, getting in Ryan's truck. Where could we possibly be going? I think we just made it on Jesse's Snapchat.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We got something, boys! Hey, get out of here. You open the first one. Damn phone's ringing.
Hello.
Oh, hey, who's that hot stuff? Oh, man. We're driving here. Mr. Greg Hicks in Texas. Hell yeah, thank you, man. Let's see what this thing is while we're driving. Second person from the P.O. box. If you want to send us stuff, information is always in the description. How am I holding the camera with two hands? Who knows? Yes! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Hell yeah. Thank you, Mr. Greg Hicks. We appreciate that again. If you want to send stuff, make sure you send us your name so we know that where it's from. All right, boys, that is probably gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will catch you soon. I don't know if there's gonna be a video after this one, but shortly after this one, of course, but maybe not right in a row. But anyway, thanks again. We'll see you soon. Hit that like button before we leave.
Tell Grandma.
Hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you soon.
Just run away with me, darling. We'll get real lost. We'll get real